Two primary roles that the Lieutenant Governor plays is realistically, constitutionally, the two things that he can affect change with are presiding over the State Senate as President of the State Senate and the Office on Aging, which is the chief advocacy group for our seniors in the state of South Carolina. And that's something that's very personal to me. This is not a political decision, it's very personal to me because I went through the struggle and our family went through the struggle of watching my father battle Alzheimer's. This is not about trying to broaden my resume or because of some illusion of grandeur for higher office. This is something about an office that actually does something and that can affect change in so many people's lives, and that's our seniors. And it's also, for me, about a continuation of a process that our family had to go through. My mother was my father's sole caregiver. I saw the burden that it placed on her, the stress, the strain, the toll that it took on her. Not only that, it also affected all the rest of the family. But she was the one that was there day to day with him. Like so many other caregivers, she was the sole caregiver. All too often what happens are that the caregivers end up becoming patients themselves. I recently heard a statistic that 65% of all caregivers actually die before the patient, the person that has Alzheimer's. And we've got to do something about that. And there are programs that we can instill and that we can initiate, create, and develop that can just give a respite to those people. Everyone is going to be affected by Alzheimer's at some point in their life, either by being a patient themselves or being having a loved one go through it. And that's something that we have to be prepared for. Once you reach the age of 65, every 5 years, the likelihood of you developing this disease doubles. Now, from the humanistic standpoint, that obviously puts a strain on the family, but it also, from your economy, it puts a strain on your Medicaid and Medicare system, which is already completely overburdened. And I just was speaking with a lady about this just yesterday, that she was telling me about when her mother was first diagnosed with dementia. She didn't know what to expect, didn't know how this was going to affect her life, how it was going to impact her family, her financial situation. She knew nothing about that and where to go to find answers. One thing that I want to do is I want the Lieutenant Governor's office for us to be the chief database for not just when it pertaining to Alzheimer's or dementia, but to any senior issue that they can pick up the phone and call and find out the information. Everybody automatically assumes that that once you get the government involved, it's going to be taxpayers' dollars. And let's face it, the private sector always does things better than the government. They always have and they always will. And that was one of the chief reasons we got involved as heavily as we did with the Alzheimer's Association. And it had to be more than just lending our name to it. It had to be us getting involved and saying, okay, beyond just lending our name, how can we also affect change and help people that need that help? And that's why we were so excited about helping create programs like the Carol Campbell Respite program that focuses on the caregivers. It allows to have someone that's a trained professional to go into the home of someone who otherwise is not getting a break, just to be able to do the things that so many of us take for granted, like running to the grocery store or just having a little time to themselves. Because if we take those preemptive measures and help those individuals, you're not only doing something that's the right thing to do, but this also just makes good sense. So I have experience in developing these programs and working with these programs. So here again, it's not political, it's personal.